Oh, good morning, my Teaserking family. How's everybody today? Merry Christmas. Since I'm always 5 steps ahead, I'm going to say today for Thursday, of course. Just went to the grocery store, got some desserts, chocolate cream pie, um, some fruit, some almonds, unsalted, just for a snack. I'm going to go tomorrow and I'll go to my barbecue and I'll get a slab of ribs on carryout, which I'll eat Thursday. That'll be my dinner. And I got sloppy joes for tomorrow. We'll figure it out. So I'm at the grocery store. Quick story. And the guy, okay. Now, way back in the 70s, and I've told you my football stories, I used to work at the grocery store. And you would never, it was always customer first. You would never block, like I need to get to the Coke. And I'd say, sorry, I got my boxes stacked up. What I would do is say, just take one out of the box. So I'm looking at the tuna today, and this vendor's in, and he's got his boxes like on the floor. And so I go, excuse me, I want to get some tuna. And we kind of look, what are you looking for? I go, well, the bumblebee in water light, not the chunk. So we can't really see anything. And I says, well, you shouldn't do this. I use, and I used to work at a Farmer Jack's for 10 years when I was 16. So what are you doing? Well, everybody else does it, so I'm going to do it. And there you go. They don't understand the concept. It's the customer satisfied first. Just because everybody else runs a red light, does that mean you're going to run a red light? If everybody else is in Bitcoin, are you in Bitcoin? Or if everybody else is in Tesla stock, are you in Tesla stock because everybody else is? That's what I thought of. Just another sheep idiot. And I didn't like the way he was talking to me. Well, everybody else does it. And I'm like, you can't block me from the inventory. That's what we're here for. I'm here to buy it. You shouldn't have all these boxes. And he had them like spread out. Like, so here's your shelf, right? Your aisle. And here's all the tuna, right? You go grab one off the shelf. Well, he shouldn't put his boxes across. You should put them maybe two and then put them up. And then put two more on the floor and put them up because you're blocking traffic and people can't get to their stuff. Now, most people, our sheep, wouldn't even have asked them. They would have just said, oh, I can't get to the tuna and moved on. But not me, not the professor. So, I was like, dude, I need to shop. You can't block the inventory. I worked at a Farmer Jack's, this grocery store, for 10 years. First rule is, let the customer be okay. So that's what it was. The customer, I wasn't, I wanted the tuna and I didn't know if they had, I saw some Star Kiss, then I saw some Bumblebee chunk, but I wanted that. And he didn't really look, maybe the light is in a couple steps over. Anyway, there's your, look, everybody else does it. And then he said, I don't even work for Myers. So you're putting up your food. What is that? Like the Pepsi vendor puts up Pepsi and the Coke vendor puts up Coke. What is that? And like, no, the guy working for Myers should be putting it up. So I think Myers thinks they're getting away without needing a stock boy to put the stock on the shelves. Believe me, the vendor is charging him for that. Right? It's probably in the bottle price. Like if it's Pepsi, they're probably adding, the guy's time to put it up. That isn't free. The Myers is stupid for doing that. Thinking to get away with, I don't have to have the stock guy. I got this guy doing it. Anyway, so it was pretty crowded, of course. And then tomorrow, I think they're open normal hours, but they're probably closed Thursday for Christmas. So Fortunately, I got eggs. I got my half and half for the eggs. I needed red leaf lettuce. I got blackberries and apple. It's like I'm always like hungry around here because I swim, and then it's like I got veggies, which I don't really want to snack on cauliflower and celery. I do have it in my lunch. I'll have a salad, but like after if I go swimming at 4 and I get home at 6 and I want to eat, I want to nibble on something, So that's why I got the almonds. They're unsalted. Let me get my phone just a second. All right, let's look at silver and gold. Silver back over 70 and gold back up to it didn't quite get to 45. It was 44.90 something. And then our 10 o'clock drop. So the US can buy cheap. So they bought gold at 44.30 instead of 44.90. Wow, they're really making savings. However, they got to cover the shorts that they just did. And silver over 70, it was higher. So if you look at silver, it had reached 70, 60, and I was getting all excited, like, here we go. And then it got dumped at 10 o'clock, down almost $2, but now it's shooting back up because the Chinese are saying thank you. So 70.07, 44.58. So very key, we broke 70, and then very key, 44.58. At least we're in the 44s. I'd like to break 45, which we'll probably do tomorrow. I don't know if the U.S. market is open Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. It was kind of open on Thanksgiving. I'm assuming they'll be trading, although I don't know who it is, who's working Christmas Eve and who's working Christmas Day. I don't know. Anyway, I was showing Daria my hair because my hair you can see when I wet it down, you can't notice it as much, but I mean I'm getting a lot of hair up there. And so I'm excited about that. So I sent a picture to instead of because when I wet it down for class or for after swim, you can't notice it as much. All right, so 70.14, here we go. 70.18, boom, boom. Look at it as we're watching, it's going. And gold 44.60. So this is just going to move. It's basic economics. There's too much demand for silver and very low supply, of which Russia, China, and India have bought up so much of it. There's just nothing left. So it's not like, well, what happened is you'd get more inventory, right? Like I love this shirt. So I love the green, right? In the North Face. Let's say they ran out, they'd make more. Oh, we're selling a lot of this green, or I wish it came in blue. We're selling a lot of this shirt. Oh, okay. Demand's high. All right. So maybe you raise the price, but you can make more inventory. You can't do that with gold and silver. You can't make more inventory. So if everybody wants silver, which is what's happening now between us people who want to get out of the dollar, and those people that want to get out of that need it to make their products, the phones and the AI crap and all that. Those people need the silver no matter what. Well, they can't just make more. So the price has to go up because you have demand and you have very low supply. And it's not like there's no silver. It's just we own it. We've already got it. Me and you and Luke and whoever else, Bobby and all these guys, as well as the Chinese and the Russian Bobbies and Lukes who have bought it in the bank. So it's there, but it's not it's you got to come to the buyer now. You can't just go to the store or to the mines. They're still going to the mines for it, like China and Russia are going right to the mine and getting it, going to Switzerland and making it clean it up. But they can't just make more. They can't create more shirts to sell. So then it's the price goes up because now me and you saying I'm not selling at $70. I'm not selling at $80. And that's what happens. So we say we're not selling. We've already bought. We know what's going to happen. I was at the car dealership yesterday. So I'm talking to the sales manager and the finance manager, and we talk gold and silver and sports. And as I'm waiting for my oil change, it takes like an hour because they check everything. So a kid comes over, a salesman, and he knows I'm the professor. So he comes up to me and he says, "Do you want to buy some junk silver?" And I said, "Not really." I said, "First of all, I don't know. You buy by the ounce. Well, what is a mercury dime? How many mercury dimes does it take to get an ounce? I really don't know. Now I know mercury dime is silver. I think I have one. I just bought it as a joke, really. I just wanted to have. I like mercury dimes, and that was it. I says, but I don't, anything before 64 silver. But how much is it? I think it's 90% silver, but we're not sure. How much makes an ounce or a half ounce? We're not sure. So I said, I'm not really interested because I've been buying the ounces for $25, $30 for years. It never dawned on me to buy junk because we're not going to barter. I'm going to use my ounce of silver to buy goods. So then the kid goes to me, well, what's the all-time high for physical silver? And I go, we have no idea because they've never sold physical silver. This is an all-time high. This $70.20 is an all-time high for paper silver. But we don't know what it is for physical silver, right? That's the key. 70.10, 44.62. So it's holding nicely. Once the Chinese get a hold of it, I think we might see 75 today. I think it's really going to start moving. It's been up like $1.50, $2 every day. And I got a feeling we're going to get a $5 and $10 day soon. And then it'll really, because they need it, they have to have it. So I said, we don't have a physical price. We've never had a physical price. And this is not a physical price. This is a paper price. Means options control it, not the market, not us buying it, not the Samsungs and the DTEs and all these companies buying the physical is not setting the price. That's why it's sold out, because nobody wants to sell it this cheap. Greg and John, good morning. So my sales manager goes to me. I went to US Coins or whatever, a couple miles away, and he had a 1 ounce gold maple leaf. So I was all excited. And I had brought in my 1/10 of an ounce maple leaf there just for the hell of it. So he said they're not buying silver. And I says, well, my guy at where I go will buy it. They're afraid it'll go down or something. They're afraid if they buy it at 69, it'll go down to 60. But hasn't that been the risk the whole time? when it hit 40, it could have went down to 30, but they still bought. They need inventory. They're a store that sells gold and silver. Well, if they don't have gold or silver, how the fuck are you going to sell anything? So obviously they don't know what they're talking about or what they're doing. So there's, oh, it's $70. Oh my God, it's going to come down. Well, why do you think it's going to come down? Only an idiot would think it's going to come down, because only an idiot doesn't know what's happening, but yet dabbling in it. If you're going to open a gold and silver store and sell your inventory, you better know and understand everything there is to know about COMEX, gold and silver, inflation, things like that. You better have my brain if you're going to run a gold and silver business. So I would have been buying it at 2025 and just buying, and I'd have a safe in the back full of gold and silver right now that I bought very cheap. And that's it. But I wouldn't rely on it as my sale. Like my one guy, he says, well, I need it to pay rent and everything. I says, well, don't you sell? Here's a jewelry store. Oh, don't you sell jewelry? No, I don't really. It's like I don't sell that much of it. Then why do you do jewelry? You should have inventory you turn over. You shouldn't just have the gold and silver or get rid of all the jewelry. Anyway, so they were a little surprised. Well, the other guy was a little surprised there was no physical price. The sales manager understood it because I've explained it to him. I've already taught him. So he knows COMEX's paper. And he used to be in Bitcoin. He's out of it. So I'm glad he's out of the Bitcoin. And now he's making money hand over fist. 70.17 silver. So it's having a nice, it's up $1.63, but we got over, it was 69 something yesterday. And we're having trouble at 70. Now that we busted 70, 75, 80s, we'll have the same problem busting 80 for some reason. For some reason, when it gets to the round numbers, the banks want to short it. Like, oh, we'll lose money at 80 as opposed to losing money at 70. Just funny. Anyway, so that's kind of what's going on in gold and silver. So very, very Merry Christmas. So I sent Jenna money for Christmas, Daria money for Christmas. I go to Jenna, I said, nah, I got to be careful because I gave her gold and silver, but she spent it. She needed an operation. And so I'm like, I was going to say, oh, silver's up to 70 and gold is almost 4,500. But I was careful because then she'd say, well, why don't you sell it and give me more money? And so I had to be careful with that. So I didn't bring that in. I just I'd given her money. And then she gives me, oh, it's, now she's in the Ukraine. She says, the stores are open and everybody's working on Christmas. And she said, I don't have any money. She couldn't work for about a week because they had closed the electrical grid. And where she lived, where she worked, they didn't have generators. Only at the hotel and the restaurants and the stores have generators. So they were, like you could always get milk and bread. And they're going through inflation, of course. So I give her some money, but it's not enough. But anyway, I don't want to rub gold into her too much because I gave her some and she spent it. And that's why I told her don't spend it, because now she could have got 4,500 for it instead of 2,800. Profit, good morning. Is physical though always going to be tied to COMEX contracts? No, there'll be a physical price. In other words, COMEX is a Ponzi scheme. The way it works is JP Morgan and these bullion banks, there's 8 of them, 4 in America, 4 outside, write the options. So they're trying to control the price. But then it's not made for physical. It's just a paper game to keep the price low. But now that Russia and China and India are asking, Saudi Arabia are asking for physical, the Ponzi scheme blows up because they don't have the physical. So this is why COMEX will end, because now too many people want gold and silver, and the only reason they come to COMEX is because it's cheaper than wherever. It's the cheapest place. I mean, you can get silver's now 70.27. We're having a hot 20 minutes here. Silver is 70.27, but if they tried to if they try to go somewhere else to buy it, it's over $100. Like if they went to the mine, they went to Newmont Mining and said, "Hey, give us 10 tons of silver, give us 5 tons of silver, whatever they have in the mine." It'd be over $120, $150 because the mine's now realizing it's all out. I got the only inventory. Now, most of the gold and silver are in bars in China, in Russia, Saudi Arabia, India. India and China make a lot of jewelry with it. Putin has it in he's got a gold train and he's got a gold house, and I think it's in his swimming pool. But that's where it is. And keep in mind the difference between gold and silver. Gold, this could be Julius Caesar's, right? This is indestructible. You can't melt it, you can't freeze it, you can't wear it out. Silver does get wore out. So when they fire a Tomahawk missile and you got 50 ounces of silver in it, and then it hits, the silver's gone. Now you can't replace it. You got to get new silver, where gold would not just get destroyed. So at this point, the Ponzi scheme's ending because everybody needs physical. All these, the phone companies, the AI, the solar panel, all these people that need silver to make the product, the missiles, the Tomahawk missiles, are realizing it's running out. So they need physical. Well, that ends COMEX because they'll go to COMEX, say, I need it. And COMEX says, I don't have the physical. That's why when you see some of these videos and they say, oh, JP, the COMEX is down. The ETFs they don't have any gold or silver. They got very little left. That's because people are asking for delivery. So when you hear the U.S. is bringing in gold or silver, it's to pay the COMEX. That's why. That's it. It's not for any other reason. So because you can't fuck over Russia, China, India, Dubai, Saudi Arabia. You can't fuck these countries over. It's not like me and you, and they go, well, we just won't pay the kid. No, that's the problem. So COMEX is blown up, basically. They have virtually no inventory or very little to cover when people short. This is why I still can't believe there's still shortages, or they're still shorting like at 10 o'clock. You just shorted it. What the fuck? I think it's mark to market, which I don't really understand what's going on, except for they're putting it at this price. It's maybe not shorts, but you can see silver's up to 70.35. In the 20 minutes, it's just gone from 69.70. Well, it went from 70.60 to 68.90, and then now it's 70.33. But as they short it, people will buy it and ask for delivery. Well, they can't deliver. So that's the end of COMEX. So it's ended. It's a little bit left. Maybe it beginning in January, we go to China and Russia for our physical silver and gold prices. But there is a Shanghai Gold Exchange, which does have a physical price, not like COMEX, which is much higher. So that's where we're headed for. Yeah, so COMEX is virtually done. It's these stupid 10 o'clock drops that I warned you about, but by, like today, by 11, everything shoots back up. So people know it's going to happen. I've known for years, 10 o'clock drop. I knew that 5 years ago because I read patterns. So I see, like, what the fuck? Why at 10 o'clock every day does it drop? And then I noticed, but by 11, it's back up. That's how I bought my gold stock. Was just simply waiting for the 10 o'clock drop, buying it as it went up, and then as it goes back to where it was, I sold it. Beautiful plan. Made a lot of money doing that. It was very simple because you can't trust the market. Anybody who trusts the market is crazy. So that's what it is. So because of everybody wanting physical and needing physical, and the same thing with gold, COMEX is all done. COMEX. We're still using it now, but as I told the kid at the Toyota, we've never had a physical price. Keep in mind, this is a paper price. So he asked me if I wanted to buy his junk silver. I said, I only buy 1 ounce, $9.99. It's very easy to sell. It's very easy. Everybody knows because it's by weight. So if you're going to buy junk silver, junk gold, or mercury dimes, quarters, nickels, whatever. How do you buy it? I believe it's 90% silver. Like this is 75% gold. That's what 18 karat gold means. But how do you buy, how much is a mercury dime worth? Well, let's see, $70 silver. What's the weight of the mercury dime? It's not 1/10 of an ounce just because it's a dime. The ounce isn't a dollar. So how many mercury dimes do you need for 1 ounce? That's the question. And then if you see it's 40 or 50, then that's what you would divide it by. Then times it by 0.90. Because this is for 1 ounce, right? 70/30 that's what I would get for a 1 ounce, one of my silver ones. However, that's 999 silver, right? The junk silver is 0.90. So now it's 70 times 0.90. And then if I had how many I need for an ounce, then I would know, for a mercury dime, for 1 dime, it would be X amount. And again, we're not trying to be collectors. So I said, how'd you get it? He said, well, my stepfather or my father or grandfather, somebody died and they had all this silver. And so he's all excited, but he wanted me to buy it. And I'm like, what am I going to do with it? We're not going to have barter. We're not with barter. If I use money, it's not barter. It's paying with money. Barter is, I'll trade you my Canadian Club 12-year for, chocolate cream pie. Okay, that's barter. Or for my avocado, give me 20 avocados. That's what barter is. It's free trade. It should be free trade that benefits both parties. So I'm not going to barter with silver. It's not what you barter with. You're gonna go to the grocery store. Well, I got 3 mercury dimes. I want to pay for my milk and cookies. I mean, no, it doesn't work that way. So I told them I got all these ounces that I got at $30. So what am I going to do with junk silver? I mean, there's nothing. Nobody wants it. It's all being goes to the whatchamacallit people who recycle it and turn it into coins. But they're getting silverware and they're getting that. And apparently what's happening is everybody's dumping their junk silver and their silverware, and jewelry, and they're selling it because it's at the all-time paper high that nobody knows. So when they see $70, they have no idea what that means. It's the paper price, not the physical. We're about to go physical. This is about to hit $1,000. And they're all excited. Oh, it hit 50 again. It hit 60. I'm going to sell it because it's going to go down. No, morons. It's not going down. No, it's going up. It's going up, 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 up and away. There is no down in this because the demand is huge. The supply is limited and can't be inflated. You can't just print gold and silver. That's why we're in this lifeboat. That's the whole point. You can't print it. It's all gone. It's highly demanded. It's an out of the Titanic, the paper money. It's out of this. This is worthless. So you sell it and you Rumpelstiltskin it and you trade it in for the gold and silver. But you don't sell your silverware and your junk silver and your jewelry. You're not selling that. Oh, no. It's not like this is high. It's 60 and it's going to come down. No. This is totally different because of BRICS. The variable changed in our favor, and we're taking advantage of it. That's the bottom line. Prophet, I'm the professor. So when are you going to break open that bottle of Canadian? I'm never going to break it open. I love this company. I worked there for 3 years. It was called Allied Domec. which was a British company, a liquor company that owned Hiram Walker, was a subsidiary, which is the one that makes Canadian Club in Windsor, it's on your side of the border. So this was like for Christmas, like now we'd go out, we had a $250 expense that they paid, and all I had to do is pay tax. So I'd go buy, and the object was to, like, I would give you a bottle and Greg and John a bottle and Bobby a bottle, and here, enjoy our liquor, and then maybe you'll buy more. It was just marketing. And then I'd get reimbursed $250. So I bought this, and nobody I know really likes whiskey, so I just kept it as a momentum. So it's like this. This is my master's. This is my present for my master's. I was going to buy the class ring, and it was $800, and it wasn't gold. So I bought this instead for $500, and gold was at $250 an ounce in 1995. And so I bought this instead, but this is my master's. So this is sentimental. I'll never sell this. And the Canadian Club is sentimental of working at Hiram Walker. So I'm not going to open it. I don't drink much whiskey. If I did, I would just go buy a regular Canadian Club. I don't know the difference in taste if I was trying to celebrate something. But that would be it. But I would, Canadian Club, but I would never open this. This is so rare, 12-year-old. That was in 1997. It was 12 years old. We've moved 30 years. This is now like 50-year-old Canadian Club. And I guarantee you, there isn't a whole lot of people that have this bottle. So it is not being opened. So it's already aged 12 years when you got it, plus over all the years you've had it. Right. So 1997, it's 12 years, maybe 96, plus 30 years. So it's really 42, 43-year-old whiskey. Which I guarantee you, I'm the only one that has this. Not that they only made one bottle, but anybody that bought it in 97 would have already drunk it. Not for momentum. All right, let's get on to football. So you understand the market. This is paper price. All right. And it will keep going up based on demand and based on, like I said, if everybody's buying this shirt, they just make more. If everybody's buying the gold and silver, they can't make more. This, they print more of. The gold, this, you can't print it. It runs out, and that's where we're at. This is run out. There's very little physical left, mostly in China. I was watching this video yesterday. No, I was on LinkedIn. So a guy was talking, oh, gold's real money and everything else is credit. And I'm like, no, this is not credit. I don't owe anybody. If I have this dollar, if I have $100, I don't owe anybody this. The bank doesn't owe me anything. I have, let's say this is $100 bill. I have the $100. It's not debt to me. Why is it debt to me? No, it's not debt. I owe it. Now the bank might pay what, if I go to the grocery store with it, or I go get my ribs, it's $100. It's $100. So no, I don't owe it at all. That's it. I might pay tomorrow as a joke. I might pay the guy with an ounce of silver. Now that silver's at $70, I'm going to get a slab of ribs, and I might get it like a hamburger while I might eat lunch there and then get the ribs to go home. So I might pay him in silver, which is $70. So he said he'll take it. So maybe I should do that just for the hell of, 1 ounce. But that's what's going on. So yes. Yeah, that you've got to understand it fifth dimensionally. You can't print this. You print to death. It makes it worthless. This you can't print. So therefore this keeps value. And really, as this is dying, now this doesn't go up in value because this is worthless. This goes up in value because of demand. And Alligator, I really ripped Alligator in one of his classes yesterday. He's saying, "Oh no, it's the dollar going down, not gold going up." And I keep going, "You're a fucking idiot. If this is already at zero, this is now 44.60 today, up $26. Did it go up because the dollar went down? It lost $26 in value? No, it's the demand in the market that made this go up. So this is really not correlated to the gold. Gold goes up because the reason is because the dollar is worthless. So people look for alternatives. But the correlation of the dollar dropped $26 and gold went up $26 is horseshit. And again, it's not even a physical price. We got a paper price. So he really doesn't know what he's talking about. All right. Time for some more fun. We'll leave at silver $70.20, gold $44.61. Now let's go. Now, football. Let's do pros first. All right. I gave you San Francisco. San Francisco wins 40. What was the score yesterday? It was 44-28. I just want to get an accurate score. $48-27. And from what I heard, Brock Purdy got hurt, I think. And then I know Mac Jones came in. But again, it's the offense. All right. So we got so many injuries this week. I don't know who's playing what. Dallas, we know we got Dak playing. Washington, Mariota did get hurt. I know he got his hand stepped on in his ribs and he sat out, and Josh Johnson played. So I'm going to put a question mark if it's Johnson. Probably will be because Washington's out of it. And we hope it's Josh Johnson. The line is 50.5. So that might mean Josh Johnson. Detroit, Minnesota. Detroit is 44.5. This is the lowest total I've ever seen Detroit. You got golf, but then I believe it's that browser guy, or it might be JJ. JJ got hurt again. He gets hurt like every game. Browsmer, the guy who sucks from Minnesota. Now, Detroit, mathematically, especially playing Sunday or Saturday, needs the game. Now, if Green Bay wins, they're out, but Green Bay doesn't play till Sunday. So Detroit's in a must-win against JJ. Now, Detroit's banged up. Their offensive line's hurt. Their secondary's hurt. Their coach has his head up his ass. I mean, you've got Golf and St. Thomas and the running back, but that's all you got. Without a line, it doesn't really matter. And your secondary is so bad. But if it's Browsmer, I think they can beat Browsmer. I'm not sure, but I think they can. I mean, they're pathetic. Good morning, Eric. How are you? Merry Christmas. Hope you had San Francisco yesterday. That was a free play, courtesy of the professor. So let's see what happens with Browsmer. So again, this game's Thursday, so we should know. I'm going to go check these games in a minute, the Thursday ones. And then we got Denver, KC 13, 36.5. KC, they're on their third string quarterback. I don't even know his name, Oppenheimer or something. So Minshew hurts his knee. He's out. We know Mahomes is out. So they're on their third string quarterback. It's Denver 13, 36.5. Denver kind of been a must win. They got their game up on San Diego, and they're I think, even with New England for the 1 seed. So they're playing for the 1 seed and the division against the third string Kansas City quarterback. So we like Denver there. Um, I don't know who that was. You can tell when it's AI because they use like, instead of like it's 248 area code here, it's like 877. You know, that's AI. Tired of AI. It's stupid too. It doesn't really work. So they need it. It's Bo Nix against whatever the guy's name is. And he's not very good. Houston goes to San Diego. Now we're on Saturday. So we got 3 games Thursday, 2 games Saturday. Houston at San Diego. It's like college. I got 3 games Thursday. I got 2 games Saturday. San Diego 239.5. The way Houston's got lit up by Oakland, I don't know what to think of this game. It's a big game for Houston. Has to win it. They're still trying to catch. Well, after Indy loses, I think Houston's probably in as the third wild card with Buffalo, New England, and Denver, San Diego. San Diego needs it to win the division. If Denver loses, Houston needs it if Jacksonville is trying to catch Jacksonville. I think they probably played Jacksonville last week. We'll check on that. Let's see. I did my last 5 last night. With Christmas, I'm like, I better hurry up and do this. So San Diego. Ooh, San Diego plays Denver next week. Okay. And then we'll look at, does Houston play Jacksonville? Houston plays Indy. Okay. They've already played Jacksonville both times. So Houston will kill Indy. It's then Houston, San Diego. We'll check who Jacksonville plays when we get to them. So Houston wins this to win the next week against Indy. Phillip Rivers. San Francisco lit them up, I guess, yesterday. I haven't watched the tape yet. All right, so 239.5. Do we go under in this game, or do we take Houston in 8? You know, they struggled against Oakland, but they really didn't care. Now you're going to see Houston caring this week. They'll play much better. I don't know. It's a low under at 40. It's a doable Houston plus 8. San Diego with the strong defense. We'll see. Baltimore, Green Bay. So Houston is going to be Stroud going against Herbert. Now, Baltimore, Green Bay. Green Bay 2.5, 40.5. Is it Lamar or is it Huntley? Lamar's hurt. What else is new? And he still runs like an idiot. And then you got Green Bay, Love, concussion. I like what the Bears did. That's how you play football. You knock the quarterback out. The problem was Willis came in and did better than Love. But Willis got a little hurt. Not terrible. He stayed in the game. So who's the quarterback here? Lamar or Huntley? Now, I'm fine with Huntley. And then is it Love or Willis? And I'm fine with either one of those two. Green Bay must win. They win, the Lions are out. Unless the Lions lose to Minnesota, depending on who their quarterback is, then Green Bay's automatically in as the third wild card because they can't catch the Niners and they can't catch Seattle. So Pittsburgh or Baltimore needs to win. Pitt is a 2-game lead. And Green Bay needs to win if the Lions win, and the Lions should win. Green Bay will need it for the wild card. So this is a very interesting game. Green Bay, of course, without Micah Parsons. Baltimore, worst head coach in the league. And Lamar, if he plays, is terrible. So a lot of Henry, but the way Green Bay dominated Chicago, but Chicago played a soft zone, kept everything in front of them, and didn't allow too many touchdowns. Is Baltimore going to play the same defense? I would think they would pressure more. So what you did against the Bears style, and now you get Baltimore style, two different styles. That's what makes it so difficult to pick. But if you understand the styles, it's not. So you look at how Baltimore is. They're not a very good team this year. Obviously, they're 7-8. So we will see. This is an interesting one. Normally, it would be tease the dog. 40.5. I think this is an over game. Green Bay scores a lot, and so does Baltimore, more than what you think. So I got to get my stats out, but we'll see. Then we go to Sunday. Seattle at Carolina. This is a must-win game for both. Seattle 12-3, trying to get the 1 seed and win the conference. They got to play the Niners the next week. The Niners win. Seattle will make it as a wild card. Carolina plays Tampa next week. If they lose and Tampa beats them, they're 8-9, and Tampa will be 9-8. So must-win game for both. So now we go, who's better? Well, we know Seattle is much better. Seattle is 7-42.5. A lot of low numbers this week. This I look at as an over. Carolina scores. They got to 43 with Tampa. Seattle will light it up. They're pretty good offensively lately. I think this is an over, not an under. I think this is too low. The weather should be fine. Again, Seattle, it's a must-win game for both. Okay. Quarterback, Seattle will be Darnell, who actually won a big game against the Rams, kind of cheating, but he won it. And Carolina's got Steve Young, who's still terrible. All Carolina does in Jacksonville, they're running the ball mostly, and then the quarterback does his runs. They're not letting him throw the interceptions, so it's really not the quarterback doing anything. It's more of the coach keeping the running game and playing defense. New England and the JETSs. New England tied with Denver, so they're still playing for the 1 seed. They're a game up on Buffalo. They still need the game. They are 13-42.5 to the JETSs. We've got Drake May, who he's looking better than I thought he would. He's actually looking downfield, throwing complete passes. So May's moving up on my list. Okay. At first, he was just running. I didn't like him. Now I like him a little more. He did beat Baltimore, and they lost to Buffalo. The JETSs, who's their quarterback going to be? Fields is out. Taylor's out. So they're going, they're going with the guy from last week. They're going with Cook. Steve Cook. He used to bowl in the 80s, the big left-hander. Brady Cook from Missouri against May. And now you see why the spread's 13. There's a couple of high spreads that I'm going to take the favorite on, I think. I got to take New England here. The Jets are terrible. New England needs it. We'll check our weather. Cook, maybe he's good, but we don't know. He wasn't bad at Missouri. I didn't mind him. He's actually probably better. They were smart by not playing him this year, and then they'll get rid of Fields because I don't know why they keep taking Fields. It's unbelievable. But Cook, we'll see. But give him some time. But I think New England kills him here. Tampa, Miami. Tampa needs the game. Miami's out. Tampa has to keep pace with Carolina, so the game next week means something. Tampa is 5-46.5. We got the Baker. He's doing these stupid commercials with whatchamacallit. It just is crazy. What's his name? The guy from Hangover, the cook from Burnt, whatever his name is, Bradley Cooper. Bradley, seriously? It's so stupid. The NFL trying to sell food. Really, this is what we're coming up with is Uber or whatever, Uber food or daily whatever. Miami, Tate Tagliavua has been benched. They went with Quentin Ewers. So is Quentin Ewers the quarterback? Again, if we do, this will be your free play, Tampa. So we got to see who's quarterbacking. Brady Cook, you got to be kidding. Green Bay, Baltimore. I don't mind if the backup, if it's Willis against Huntley, fine. It's the same bet. If it's Love, I'm not sure Love's all that anyway. Defensively, the big edge to Green Bay. So we'll see. All right, Jacksonville, Indy. Jacksonville 11-4. Can I guess New England's 12-3. So they're a game back of Denver and New England, so they can still get there. They play the weak Colts. This is 6.5, 47.5. Jacksonville, we got Lawrence, who can run, but he can't pass. Against Indy, which is Doc Rivers from the Boston Celtics. We're actually from Atlanta, and he coached the Celtics. Now he's the quarterback of Indy. I don't get it. You're out of the playoffs. What are you doing with Rivers? I guess the other guy's banged up and he can't play the second stringer. It really makes no sense once you're out of it. What are you going to do with the 44-year-old? He's going to play next year? So I don't know. All right. So Jacksonville needs it. I mean, they're a very good team. They got a very good defense, and they held Denver to 20. So Jacksonville is a much better team than you think. They're an A team. New Orleans goes to Tennessee. Why is this game even being played? We've got New Orleans 2.5, 39.5. We've got New Orleans is Shaw versus Tennessee is Ward. Ward's starting to get a little bit more comfortable running more, but still he sucks. Tyler Shaw, I don't know. They're actually 5-10. They're winning with him. Maybe he's okay. He did play for Texas Tech a few years before going to Louisville. So he's, got a good bloodline, Shaw. Tennessee beat KC because they knocked out Minshew. So then it was the third string quarterback who threw a bunch of interceptions. So it's not like Tennessee got better. Pitt at Cleveland. Pitt obviously needs the game at 9-6. And Baltimore is at 7-8. So it's a 2-game lead for Pitt with 2 to go. And they play Baltimore next week, I believe. So Pitt win and they're in. But we got to see the Saturday game. If Green Bay beats Baltimore, Pitt's in. Now it's a different bet. So this game we can't bet until Saturday. Did that. Now I did that the other day where I think Chicago beat Green Bay. No, Philadelphia. Philadelphia had beaten Washington, which eliminated Dallas, and I jumped on San Diego because Dallas was playing San Diego, and Dallas was out, but they were still a 2-point favorite. I was waiting for the line to move. It never moved. So I jumped on a San Diego, a couple teasers, getting 8.5. They needed to win, and Dallas was out. So same thing here. Keep an eye on it. If they are out, that's, if Pitt doesn't need it, that's a different story. I think Pitt will still play. And you got Prime Junior, so it's like a handicap match in wrestling. Pitt 3.5, 34. We got to check the weather, although Pitt won't be bothered by the weather, whatever it is. DK Metcalf's out 2 games. I think it's bullshit. If somebody provokes somebody, why do you penalize the guy that got provoked? So he went over. The guy had a Pittsburgh shirt on, so he went over to talk to him, and then he pulls it off. I'm Detroit, and this and this. Now, I don't know why DK Metcalf would talk to the fans. It's okay. I understood it, but probably more at home. And he's like, "Oh, I'll talk to a Pitt fan." He's probably just trying to be nice, right? And the guy starts calling him names or whatever he did to provoke him. He didn't even hit the guy. He just kind of pushed him away or pushed at him, but didn't. It's not like he punched him. He didn't punch him in the face. That's bullshit. He should not be suspended here. This is the league should look at it like, look, the Detroit guy provoked him. Now he shouldn't have went over, but he should not be suspended. That's bullshit. This league just blows. I mean, really? Why don't you make some different kickoff rules instead of the shit you got with the kickoff? Anyway, he should not be suspended. You got to fix your roughing the passer penalties, your pass interference, and get the refs from fixing these games, and then maybe it'll be better. So you don't have DK Metcalf, which will hurt them, but this Warren guy's running downhill. Cleveland, the game never should have been close with Buffalo. That was fixed. So we got Rodgers, who's getting hot. He's playing very well, going against Cleveland and Prime Jr. All Prime Jr. wants to do is run for 5-10 yards and throw short passes. Every once in a while, he throws the ball downfield, and he's thrown a bunch of interceptions. So he's lost out there. So he just goes back and runs. I mean, it's a great quarterback. Arizona, Cincinnati. We've got Joe Burrow, 7-53. Arizona's Brissett. And Cincinnati, of course, Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow lights them up. Arizona's been playing like shit. This is another cheap spread at 7. We just got to check if everybody's okay. Burrow and Chase and Higgins are okay. This looks like the free play. Burrow's going to light up Arizona. Arizona stinks. I mean, they're terrible. 3-12. They're probably hunting for the draft pick, which the Giant Raider is for the number 1 draft pick. So who's going to win? Of course, the Raiders will win. Oakland is 1.5. Well, it sounds like the fix is on them. 41.5. The Giants, I guess, Dart. And Oakland, I guess, Geno Smith's back. That was confusing. I thought that Pickett was playing last week. And Smith played. What are you rushing Smith back in for? What? You're 2-13. You're rushing Geno Smith back in? So, again, a nothing game. Both teams are Z teams. Both teams suck. I don't know. Oakland, that was a fixed game with Houston. That was a joke. We'll see a real Oakland game today. All right, Philly, Buffalo. Buffalo is 2-43.5. I heard Philly's guys are back. Lane Johnson, the tackle, is going to play, and our guy from Georgia is going to play, the big D, Jalen Carter. They're both back. They're 10-5. The 1 seed is what? Seattle is 12-3. And the Niners, Bears, and LA is 11-4. So I'm not quite sure what Philly's playing for. They've won their division. The best they can do is 12-5. I guess if Seattle lost, but well, if the Niners lose to the Bears and then beat Seattle, and Seattle were to lose to Carolina and then lose to Frisco, they'd be 12-5. The Niners would be 12-5, and the Rams will beat Atlanta. I don't know who they got. They probably got Arizona the last week if Seattle plays San Francisco. So they're behind 4 teams right now for the 1 seed. They've clinched the division. So they're playing, though, with Jalen Carter and the tackle back. Problem is you got Hurts, who's terrible, going against Josh Allen, who's got a sprained ankle, but I'm sure he'll play. What do you do with this mess? Is this a Philadelphia? Normally, in a normal week, this is Philly if they're playing for the 1 seed. Although, let's see. Yeah, that'll still be live, depending on what happens earlier in the day with Seattle. Seattle wins, I think their 1 seed's gone. They've clinched the division, so I don't know what Philly's doing. Buffalo's trying to catch New England, which we will know. New England's playing at 1 against the JETSs, so New England will win. So Buffalo will play to try to win the division. They're in the wild card. So we'll see. It's an interesting game, but how are they going to play it? I assume they'll play, and then the last week maybe they rest their players. Buffalo much better at home. Philly a great dog. All right. The Bears against the Niners. The Niners 351.5. Total's gone up because Frisco put up 50 points yesterday. We got Caleb versus, I don't know. Mac Jones played. Yes, I didn't watch the game, so I don't know if Purdy got hurt. I assume he got hurt, and Mac Jones finished. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Gino is under investigation by the league for his suspicious play in that Houston game. What suspicious play? They covered. Has it really taken the NFL this long to figure out Gino has been tanking the whole season? I don't know if it's him or, they fired Chip Kelly. Gino could be in trouble. Playing like shit. But I'm surprised they played him last week, Don. He looked pretty good last week, right? So, I don't know. But the whole league should be under investigation, but the whole league's in on it. It's like Madoff. The guy kept crying to the SEC with, it's a scam, it's a scam, it's a scam. But who are you crying to? They're in on it. It's like going to JP Morgan and going, yeah, I think how's your account? Madoff might be suspicious. They're in on it. So you're going to the people that are in on it and saying, hey, it's a crime. They're like, yeah, we know, we're in on it. We're not going to report them because we're making money on it. So the NFL is just bullshit. They're ruining their own sport. Too much TV. And was this Thursday 3 games, Saturday 2 games? They're on Prime, whatever. Let's see, where's this Saturday? Netflix, Amazon. Who's going to watch the games? And then Saturday, NFL Network and Peacock. So we're all running to get Peacock, or we're all running to get the NFL Network. None of these games will be on TV. It's a joke. I get Netflix, so I'll watch the first 2. The Amazon game. Who's going to KC without Mahomes? Yeah, nobody's signing up for that. Houston, LA, that's a good game. Why is it on the NFL Network? And Baltimore, Green Bay is a good game. Why is it on Peacock? Are you not understanding anything, NFL? Well, Peacock paid us so much money to televise. Yeah, but your fan base won't watch the game because we're not running to buy Peacock and Amazon and Netflix and the NFL Network. Nobody's running to buy it. And I heard somebody say, well, attendance is up or viewership's up. Based on what? Do you think these numbers coming out are accurate now? Is there anything we can trust? Well, the NFL Network viewers are Amazon Prime. Oh, look at the viewers are 20 million. Really? Or is that just the subscriber? You know for a fact, and there's no way you know it because now there's streaming services. So you don't know who's watching. You don't know how many people are watching. I never understood how they knew, like, there's so many fans watch it. I think it's bullshit. especially with the analytics and the AI. You can create anything you want there. So it's bullshit. So basically, the Thursday games, most people won't watch. The Saturday games, nobody will watch until Sunday when you're back on normal TV. So what are you doing? The league's out of their fucking mind. You want to have holiday games and you don't have them on regular TV? Are you fucking nuts? Now the Lion game would be on anyway. It would be on Fox or whatever. Anytime you're on a different network, but it's your home team, you get that on Fox. So why or whatever? So why are you hurting your people? Uh, I want as many people watching me as I can get. I don't want to exclude, like, oh, let's have subscriptions and only, well, yeah, but I don't want to cut off people from learning about economics and gold. That's the point of the class, right? So I don't want to exclude people. Profit tanking, profit. At least my cable provider has most of the streaming games. Yeah, but cable is like $150. I pay nothing. Roku, I bought the box, $30. I got an antenna for $10 and I get all the normal channels. I just don't get the streaming. And a lot of people got rid of cable. It was just too expensive. And believe me, with about the shit that's about to hit the fan, nobody will be having cable because it'll be too expensive. You got gold, you can afford cable. All right. So we don't know what's going on with the Bear Philly game. If it's a normal game, which it probably is, Philly could be a live dog with their defense. Could be an over game, 44. Buffalo always scores a lot. Philly will score to try to keep up. Philly can score when they need to. The Bears and the Niners. The Niners 351.5. The Bears just cover and keep it close and win it at the end. I've never seen anything like it. They're both 11-4. People. It's Caleb against Jones. People are. I think Jones could be Purdy. Doesn't matter. People are sitting there. What was the point? Fuck. Just popped out of my head. I'm sorry. I made that last comment. It blew it out of my head. What was I talking about? It'll come back to me. When I'm not thinking of it, it'll pop in. LA and Atlanta. LA 849.5. Stafford, they'll need to win regardless. I mean, the Niners at 11-4, they'll still need to win. And then you got Seattle at 12-3. So even if Seattle loses, the Rams need to win. So let's go with the Rams as your free play. But I might have multiple free plays, depending on who's quarterbacking. Cincinnati looks like a live one, as does Detroit. If we're getting Brosmer, we'll be taking Detroit. If it's Brady, well, we know Brady Cook. We don't know Baltimore, Green Bay. Denver should blow out Kansas City. With the junior high quarterback in. Problem with Mahomes, he very rarely gets hurt, is you don't use your second and third string quarterbacks. Minshew was fine, but he hurt his knee. He did an MCL also, so he's gone. So you're really not prepared with your quarterback. All right, LA, Stafford. And Atlanta is Kirk Cousins. Oh, my God. This also should be an over game. I don't know how. I don't think Atlanta's. Oh, let's see. What's Atlanta's defense? Atlanta's got a 27 defense. Yeah, just stick with the Rams will win by 30. And there we have it. Let's check weather since we got Thursday games. Dallas at Washington. Mostly cloudy, 45. Okay, we're not worried about that. 6 mile an hour winds, good weather. Detroit at Mini in a dome. No worry. Denver, KC, 63. Jesus Christ. 63, 7 mile an hour winds in KC. No weather concerns, no wind concerns. Houston at San Diego in a dome. Baltimore at Green Bay. Green Bay's warm, 37 with a chance of rain and 9 mile an hour winds. Nothing concerning there. Arizona at Cincy. Cincy 51, 11 mile an hour winds. No concern there. Seattle goes to Carolina, 63, slight chance of rain, 10 mile an hour winds. Wow. Notice they all have a chance of rain. Pitt goes to Cleveland, 38, 18 mile an hour winds. Here you're going to have, this could be our underplay. I did this with Buffalo last week. It was similar, 30 degrees with high winds. And so my first bet was Buffalo -4, which the guy misses the extra point. But then I go under with the second bet because of the wind, and I might do the same here. Pitt in Cleveland, 18 mile an hour winds. Let's go inside. Kickoff, 28, 18 mile an hour winds, chance of rain. Then it goes 25, 18 mile an hour winds. Now it's chance of snow. Then it's 25, 18 mile an hour winds and 26, 18 mile an hour winds. You're going to have a windy day. It's very hard to throw the ball. It's hard to kick the ball. So this could be our under. Let's windy, total of 34. I like the over in the game, and now I'm seeing this wind. I can't go over. Well, maybe it's only 28. New Orleans at Tennessee, 60 degrees, 11 mile an hour winds. Jacksonville, Indy in a dome. Tampa, Miami, 75 and sunny. No worries there, no wind. New England goes to the Jets, 35, likely rain, 7 mile an hour winds. No problem there. Giants go to Oakland, and it's in a dome. Philly goes to Buffalo. Snow, and 32 and snow and 15 mile an hour winds. 21 with 15 mile an hour. So I'm winning. I'm giving you the wind chill. So 21 with 15 mile an hour winds, likely snow showers. Second quarter, 19, 15. Third quarter, 16 and 15. And fourth quarter, 14 and 15. So it's a little bit cold, but we're getting wind. Rain and snow showers likely, mostly cloudy. Chance of precipitation 70%. So you're going to get some weather. Total on the game's 44. Josh Allen, normally he'll score, and Philly will have to keep up. And you got the wind, and you got the snow. Well, the snow's not a big deal. It's the wind. So windy in Buffalo, windy in Cleveland. What else do you expect? We'll see. The Niners, it's going to be 51 and clear. And then Monday night's in a dome. Why do they forecast coming soon? We don't care what the forecast is. It's in a dome. All right. So that's your weather. Gold, $70.20, holding nicely. Or silver, 70.20. Gold's up to 44.74. Trying to get to 45. Well, we finally, like I said, it was sitting at 43.20, 43.40, and then finally, boom, 44.50, and now 44.73. We'll see 45. We'll see 5,000. Know that. Let's go into these, see if we can get some more on the quarterbacks. Let's see. Marcus Mariota is questionable with the hand. He also had a hurt back and leg and everything, but he's questionable, so we don't know. We know we're not getting Jalen Daniels, unfortunately. So let's see if Minnesota tells us who their quarterback is. And again, you can watch the spread. If the spread jumps, you know the quarterback. Lions face Vikings as Max Brosmer expected to, I assume, start. JJ McCarthy injury update is huge news for the Lions. Originally, okay, yeah, the Lions are fighting. Yeah, okay, we understand that. Get to the fucking point. Takes 3 paragraphs to get down to the point. Things are not looking good for quarterback J.J. McCarthy, who did not practice on Monday due to a hand injury that knocked him out of Week 16 game. With his status has not been confirmed yet. Notes that it's going to be hard for McCarthy to play this week because it's on Thursday. McCarthy will only have a few days to get right before the showdown, which is why the ESPN reporter is pessimistic about his chances. We'll get some clarity on JJ, but I would be very surprised if he plays this week in such a short turnaround. Okay. So probably Brosmer. And if it is Brosmer, we'll be betting Detroit, right? Isn't it great to have a Thursday game after Sunday? These guys aren't ready to play. Denver, KC, we know we got whatever the fuck his name is. Chiefs expected to start practice squad quarterback versus Broncos. They're going to start Chris Oladokun. Olagnan. So go bet Denver. Is your TV antenna very good? Yes, it's very good. It's one of those rubber ones. You plug it into the TV. And I sometimes have a little bit of problem with Fox and I got to move it around, but everything else, I get, NBC, ABC, all the college games that are on like Saturday, I get no problem. I don't get many other things, but having Roku, I then get Tubi for free and I get Pluto. And there's a lot of movies on that, just some commercials. Right now, the James Bond movies are on. So I'm watching the old James Bond movies. Not the new ones suck, but the old ones are good. Really great. Killing James Bond, I thought was the absolutely stupidest thing I could have ever heard of. You don't kill James Bond. It's like you don't kill Batman. Why would you kill him? I don't like how they kill all the heroes, like in except for Lord of the Rings and that other one. But the Lord of Kings or whatever that was, that stupid one. They killed the blonde. Why? Why are you killing the good people? Very stupid. Amazon sells these digital TV antennas, but I have no idea how good they are. I wouldn't buy anything from Amazon. I got mine at Walmart in the little section. It's just a thing, and it was like 15 bucks, and it's rubber basically, but it works. You just plug it in and it works fine. I would just go do that. I wouldn't fuck with Amazon. Morning, Alex. Anything on Louisville today? I really like them to handle Toledo easily, but always looking for more from you if possible. I haven't looked at it yet. The line went down, I think, so I'm not quite sure why it went down. Louisville was I think a 9.5 is down to 7.5. So I don't know if Miller Boss is sitting out because he needs to get ready for the pros or not. So I'll be talking college in a minute. No, the line went down. Um, the line went maybe today, but I thought it was 9.5 and now it's 7. So maybe it went up today, back up to 9, but I haven't looked at today's line yet, so I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. The quarterback's out. So how good's the backup? That's always the fun part about college. Who's playing and who isn't. Uh, the game's in Miami or it's in Florida. Um, I don't know. I haven't really. Toledo with a good defense, a 12 defense, and Louisville with the 21. Louisville beat Miami, which give them credit against that defense. Um, without the quarterback, they got a good. Maybe you play it under. It's a good defense. Without they're not going to move. Louisville has a pretty good defense, so I think it's an under game more than Louisville. I think that line's a little high. You got it at 6.5 yesterday. Well, then you're fine. Did you know the quarterback was out, or so that's a good play. Let's see. So we know Denver KC Knicks against Oladokun. Uh, Try to get Denver under 7 if you can. I got a 12.5 yesterday. It's up to 13 today, but again, there's various bookies that maybe you can get a 12.5. Although they're probably all 13.5 by now. Denver needs the game, clinch the ones, get for the one spot, and to beat San Diego out. So Denver's going to kill them. And KC, half their team's not even playing. Without Mahomes, it's just he's the heart and soul. Who else? Houston, LA. I think we know who's quarterbacking. Baltimore, Green Bay. Do we have any info on that? Now this is Saturday. Today's Tuesday. We'll probably hear about it Wednesday or Thursday. I might just do a football Saturday or Thursday morning to talk about the Thursday games. And then I'll do a normal Friday to talk about the Saturday games. And we got the bowls. Hard to get into the bowls. No, I'm into the playoffs, but the bowls themselves, I mean, I hate betting on Conference USA teams. Green Bay must rely on Jacobs versus Baltimore. I didn't think he's playing. He's hurt. Green Bay quarterbacks injuries will be story all week. Love's got a concussion. So he's in concussion protocol. Lamar injured his back, twisting, running again like an idiot. So at least Love has till Saturday to get out of concussion protocol, which usually takes a week. I would think you're going to get Willis against Henley. So I would say Willis against Huntley, but not yet. I mean, because the concussion protocol takes like a week, and Lamar's all he's been is injured this year, and it's going to be tough against Green Bay. Fortunately, he doesn't have Micah Parsons. This would be a lock Green Bay with Micah Parsons because he's faster than Lamar. So we don't know about quarterbacks in that game yet. Seattle, Carolina, Darnell and Young. New England, May against Brady Cook. That's like Denver. You just unload on New England. Tampa Bay, Baker. Let's see. Who is. Do we know if Ewers is quarterbacking again? We can only hope and pray. It makes the bet so much easier when Ewers is out there. So we know it's Cook. May against Cook for New England. Tampa, Miami. Let's check this out. Since he's benched, Tua, you're not. Let's see. This guy's doing a preview. Pretty weak preview. Doesn't say anything. No, we don't know yet. But it's early. This is a Sunday game. So again, with yours, we're on the Baker. If it's Tagliavoa, we're on the Baker, but it's an easier bet with yours. Tampa Bay's got a very weak defense, so don't get too excited. And maybe Cooper, what's his name? Bradley Cooper. Maybe he'll be there cooking the baker's bread. Jacksonville, Indy. We assume it's Indy with Phillip Rivers. New Orleans, Tennessee. Shaw against Ward. Yeah, that's about it. Pitt, Cleveland. Rodgers against Prime Jr. Yeah. Arizona, Cincinnati. Brissett and Joe Burrow. Look for Burrow to go off. New York and Oakland. Dart against Smith, probably. Philly, Buffalo. I don't think there's a question there. Hurts and Allen. The Bears and the Niners. Caleb against either Purdy or Jones is about the same. If it's Jones, maybe we bet the Bears. I hope the Bears don't play that stupid too deep zone, letting them march right down the field and killing their defense. And the Rams in Atlanta, Stafford against Cousins. Stafford's going to throw for 5 touchdowns. Let's look at news, see if there's anything there. Injuries updates. Junkins breaks his leg. Gardner. Who? Gardner Minshaw's out. Well, we knew that. Nothing new on TJ Watt. I wasn't expecting him to play. Oh, he's expected to return to practice this week. I'd be shocked. I would think they'd save him for the Baltimore game if he can even do that with a partially collapsed lung. Jesus Christ. Patriots, Trevion Henderson and Booty in concussion protocol. We'll see. I like Booty from LSU. Chargers, Vidal, day-to-day with the neck strain. He'll play. DK Metcalf suspended for 2 games. That's bullshit. Oh, all right, let's watch this.
DK Metcalf and mixing it up with someone in the stands. Oh my gosh!
Look at, he's got a yellow shirt. He provoked. He's got blue hair. All right, let's watch that again.
DK Metcalf and mixing it up with someone in the stands.
All right, was that a punch?
Not going to have great consequences.
Why? What did he do? He didn't even hit him, right? He just kind of said, get away from me. The guy provoked. They should kick the guy out with the blue hair for provoking, bringing a Steeler jersey, and Metcalf is stupid enough to go over. Well, what kind of bullshit? He's out for 2 games for that? You got to be kidding me. All right. Ravens, Lamar Jackson considered day-to-day with serious back contusion. He got a cut in his back and he can't play. Fuck, guys were playing with broken noses back in the day with Dick Butkus and Ray Nitzke, and these guys would be limping around, and he's got a cut on his back. Oh my God. This is where we got these multi-million-dollar quarterbacks, and they're just there for the money. It doesn't look like it's more than that. Harbaugh said he is getting treatment now. Oh, what, did he put a Band-Aid on? Come on. In an awkward slide. He didn't slide. He ran. I mean, what the fuck are they? I watched the game. I know what he was. So we'll see. Actually, if you want to bet Baltimore, you're better off with Huntley than with Lamar. So let's see. Cardinals cornerback Garrett Williams tore his Achilles. Who cares? Colts activate DeForest Buckner off of IR. Really? I think they're out of it, isn't Indiana out? NFL will investigate DK Metcalf's sideline interaction with fan. What a bunch of bullshit. And for 2 games is total bullshit. Let's see what else. Oh, that's all I see. All right. So we'll know more. As far as Thursday, we don't know Washington's quarterback. I can Google that. I would imagine it's Johnson. Why would they go with Mariota? But maybe. Detroit looks like it's golf against Brosmer. I think Detroit can beat Brosmer. And then Denver KC, we know it's Knicks against Olalandu. Saturday, Stroud and Herbert, and then it's probably going to be Huntley against Willis, which is fine. Probably a better game, probably an over. Total of 40. I would not lose points for Huntley and Willis. I think it's more score. A lot of low totals this week. Denver KC 37, Houston San Diego 40, Baltimore Green Bay 40, New Orleans Tennessee 40, and I think that's an over game. Well, it's hard to say because New Orleans is playing very well defensively. Pitt Cleveland a 34. Is this fucking high school? 34 with Aaron Rodgers? I bet he's never played in a game with the total was 34 before. Now we do have wind. And then we do have Prime Jr. throwing a few pick sixes for us. The Giants and Oakland's at 42, and that's it. The biggest ones, the Bears and the Niners at 51. The Bears are an over team. So I redone my last 5. I just got to post them on here. I will do that later today. All right, college. Let's look at college. I'm not that into the bowls yet, but I will. I don't want to play them just to play them because you guys bought the bowls. I want you to win. So if I don't Conference USA. I don't know. Jeff Brom. I mean, Jeff Brom is top candidate in Michigan. Really? Why would he leave Louisville for Michigan? All right. Quarterback transfer portal. Now, does that mean they're not playing, or are they playing? So when I looked at it, Langway, who cares? Florida, Raiola from Nebraska. They play Utah. They're going to get crushed. Hoover from TCU. Is he playing? That's important because they're playing USC. And is Maivia playing? Love the game over if I get my quarterbacks, but without Maivia and Hoover, I can't bet it over. Now, if I got them playing, it's an easy over. It's only 55. All right. Huh. All right. So let's look at the line anyway. 3 games going today. We start off with Toledo, Louisville. Louisville, 11.5. Now, according to Alex, he says the quarterback's out for Toledo. What we don't know is who's their backup. And they have a 12 defense in Louisville 21. Total 44.5. If I don't have my Toledo quarterback, they got a very good defense. Probably an under game. Let's go last 5 on this one. It's not till 2 o'clock. We got an hour. Why Tucker Carl Gleason isn't playing Tulane as Toledo in Boca Raton Bowl. We don't really care why he's not playing. It is bullshit that he's out unless he's injured. It's funny, the total, well, it went from 40, I think, 5 to 44.5. Toledo, the last 5. They got killed by Washington. Washington State must have got better because they were terrible when they blew out. They blew it out. Utah State was pretty good. Well, it's misleading because Toledo scored 42, 24, 38, and 21. Their last 4, but it's meaningless. But look at their defense: 3, 3, 9, and 3. Be careful going against Toledo today. They'll just run the ball more with the backup quarterback. It's probably one of these running quarterbacks anyway. Louisville. All right. Against Cal, they lose 26-29. They lose 20-19 to Clemson, 38-6 to SMU, and then they beat Kentucky 41-0. This looks like an under game. A 6-19 and a 26 for Louisville offensively. Miller Moss is not that good. 44.5. I'm not going to play this, but I'm going to tell you it's an under. Look at Northern Illinois. Miami of Ohio is pretty good. Ball State, probably not. Central, 3, 3, 9, and 3. You're not scoring a lot for Louisville. And it's a 40, so it's under 50. Let's see if that's still 44.5. Yeah, so Toledo's not going to give you the 40 points that they're scoring. And let's see against Central. Let's see if the backup played and we can get a feel for him. Kay Osborne. I think he was in Spider-Man, Kay Osborne. 5 of 7, 108 yards and a touchdown. 2 sacks. Gleason was 9 of 17. So maybe Gleason's not playing because he's injured. Because they used this Osborne. 5 of 7, 100 yards and a touchdown. Does he run? Yeah, 12 rushes, 52 yards. Yeah, this is not. Oh, let's run and play Louisville. This is overspread. I like Toledo here at 17.5. You're not getting hurt by this by Norman Osborn, the spider, the Green Goblin. Um, 12 rushes, 52 yards, 5 of 7, 108 yards. Yeah, Louisville's in trouble here. You might want to trap this game, Alex, and go do a little Toledo, or I'm not sure it's an under with this. Yeah, so yeah, I think I like Toledo in 17.5. So anyway, K Osborne is good. You've got to understand who you're betting on. And this guy, now this is against Central Michigan. And here you're going against Louisville, probably with better defense. So maybe it's uh, they beat Central 21-3. Caleb Osborne threw a late third quarter touchdown, and Chip Terinium scored twice in the second half as Toledo pulled away. So I think you have an under game here, and I think you have Toledo's a live dog. I mean, Clemson sucked. They lost 20-19. SMU 38-6. Yeah, okay, 41-0 over Kentucky, who sucked. They lost to Cal, and then they only beat VTech 28-16. It was a Z team. And what's Louisville's motivation? Toledo, good coach. Yeah, I like Toledo in 17.5. Or I like it under 50. You asked for my opinion. That's my opinion. Who did Osborne get those stats against? Central Michigan. And Central Michigan, I'll give you Central Michigan now. Where are they? Here they are. They're an under team with the 22 defense, so they're not a bad defensive team. They play Northwestern on the 26th, and that line's, I don't know, 12.5, I think. I got to redo the lines. Well, who did Louisville? Oh, yeah, they lost that SMU and Clemson. So if we want to play that game, Louisville beat Miami. Give them full credit for that. How the hell do you lose to Clemson and SMU? And it's Miller Moss who sucks. So anyway, point noted, but Central's got a 22 defense. It's not like they suck. Anyway, you asked my opinion. That's how I would look at it. Western Kentucky, Southern Miss. Southern Miss, 1.5, 58.5. Wow, now this changed. Western Kentucky was a 2.5 point favorite. Southern Miss is now 1.5, 58.5. I like Southern Miss as a dog. They're the Marshall team from last year. They got the Marshall quarterback Braxton. Not bad. Western Kentucky, their quarterback McIver, he transferred in from like Division Abilene Christian. He was okay, but they're 8-4. They're not a great Western Kentucky team. I like Southern Miss here, 58.5, maybe over. 27 defense against the 23 defense. UNLV, Ohio. UNLV 6.5, 65.5. This game's in San Francisco. Western Kentucky, Southern Miss is in New Orleans, and Toledo, Louisville's in Florida. And I know Louisville has a lot of players they get from Florida. Western Kentucky is a B team with a 23 defense. Southern Miss, an over team with the 27 defense. Total 58, up from 57. Vegas, Ohio. Vegas, an over team with the 29 defense. Ohio, a B team with the 22. Total on this game jumped up to 65. Whew, that jumped. Vegas is a high-scoring team, and Ohio scores a lot too. They're a B team, so they score about 30, give up 22, but Vegas is going to run it down their throat. Um, should be a good game, actually. Let's go last five on Vegas, Ohio. I don't get why Southern Miss keeps going from a 2-point dog to a 2-point favorite. What the fuck? Analytics at its finest. Um, all right, Vegas last five. Beat Colorado State 42-10, Utah State 29-16, a bowl team. Hawaii, that's a big win, 38-10. They killed Nevada 42-17 and lose to Boise 38-21. 59, a 59, a 48, a 55, and a 50. So they play 50-point games. And you got them here in a 65, which would in our world's a 59. Ohio, this is a max schedule. They beat Eastern 28-21, Miami of Ohio 24-20, lose to Western 17-13, beat UMass 42-14, who's the Z team, who everybody beats, and Buffalo 31-26. I don't know, that Western game was 17-13, but Western won the MAC, and they're a good under team. Miami of Ohio is a pretty good team. So I don't know. I think this is a little high. I think this is a Vegas bet. I don't get to 65, and they haven't played a 60-point game, and I think that Vegas is much better. Is there anybody out? No, it really doesn't say like somebody's sitting out. So I might add Vegas to my sheet. I haven't posted any of these games on my site yet. I really haven't looked at them yet. I got the line, but I've been so enthralled with the NFL, and I've been on fire with that. I ended up going 11-2 last week, so I'm like focusing on that and the playoffs and the injuries. We're here. I didn't care about Conference USA. Now I'm getting a little bit more. Southern Miss, Western Kentucky. Let's look at their last five. McIver against Braxton. Braxton's much better. Quarterback of Southern Miss was the Marshall quarterback. He's got really good stats. Southern Miss 1.5. Recent games: Western lost, Kentucky lost to Jacksonville State 37-34, LSU 13-10, Middle Tennessee, who was a Z team, 42-26, New Mexico State, a Z team, 35-16, and LTEC 28-27. The LSU game is pretty good, only to lose 13-10. Southern Miss beats the Z team, Lou Monroe 49-21, Ark State 27-21. Get killed by Texas State 41-14, played South Alabama 42-35, and then lost to Troy 28-18. So it's not wonderful as far as total wise. They got a pretty weak defense. Let's see, 40, 70, 70 and 8, 150. They got a 30 defense, Southern Miss. Yeah, 27. Where Western Kentucky, yeah, they gave up 37 to Jacksonville State, 26 to Middle Tennessee, 20. And LSU without a quarterback got 13 on them. Their defense isn't, that's the only game they held anybody under 20. So maybe we go over with this game. Western Kentucky beat 23 defense, but it was a 37 to Jacksonville State and a 27 to LTEC and a 26 to Middle Tennessee. The LSU game, which should be the one that they get blown out on, is bringing it down with a 13. I like that Southern Miss better as a dog. Probably an over game. 52. Yeah, Southern Miss doesn't play defense, but they do play offense. They got a great quarterback. Yeah. So Southern Miss over, and then Vegas, I think. I don't understand this 65. Vegas might score a ton, but Ohio doesn't score a ton. Their defense isn't terrible, so go Vegas. For the dealers, go Vegas. And then we got, now that's from San Francisco. Tomorrow we got the Hawaii Bowl, which actually has Hawaii in it. Imagine that. Hawaii, 1.5, 50.5. This number went down. It was 55, I think. Against Cal. Cal's a pretty good team. I'm not sure. Oh, Hawaii's not a bad team this year either. I got them both as E teams with 25 defenses. So Cal's probably a live dog, depending if Cal is playing. And again, we don't know. We can only assume if it doesn't say that Cal is playing. Sega Poltley reflects on Hawaii quarterback legacy. Who cares? I thought he was the quarterback. Doesn't say the Cal quarterback sitting out. Sega Poltley. So if he's playing, and Cal's what, 7-5? They were a decent team. Hawaii's a pretty good team. Maybe we go total here. Again, the number changed. Cal is favored, now Hawaii's favored. Total of 50. Probably I don't know. Maybe I'd go over. I got to look into that more. And then that's it. And then Thursday, you got the pro games. Friday, Central Michigan. Let's look at Central Michigan for Alex. Northwestern, 10.5, 43.5. That number hasn't moved. So let's see how strong Central is. Northwestern takes pride in going bowling. All right. Preston Stone. So you want to know Central, 22 defense, 23 offense. Central, recent games. They beat UMass 38-13. They lost to Western 24-21, who won the conference. Beat Buffalo 38-19. Beat Kent 28-16, and lost to Toledo 21-3. I mean, the most they've given up is 24 points. There you go. That was to Western Michigan, who's a low-scoring team. A 16 to Kent, a 19 to Buffalo, UMass. So Kent and UMass Z teams, Buffalo, and Toledo, very good team, 21. So, yeah, that's pretty impressive doing what he did against Central. Northwestern lost to Nebraska 28-21, lost to SC 38-17, lost to Michigan at Wrigley Field. That was a good game, 24-22. Beat Minnesota 38-35 and lost to Illinois 20-13. So they played good teams. Illinois, Michigan, USC, Nebraska, Minnesota. They had a hard schedule and they lost, but they lost close. So it's a real tough game. It's in Detroit, so the weather won't be a problem. So it makes it tough. Central's defense, probably a low-scoring game. Northwestern played that. Yeah, I got under circled there. I might play that. Now, I haven't played these. I found 2 locks in the playoffs, which we'll talk about. I ain't going to give you the locks, but we'll talk about them. So what else do we got on the 26th? Then we got the Rate Bowl, which I don't know where that is. New Mexico at Minnesota. Where is this game played? I hate when they give you the stadium name, but they don't tell you where. Who gives a fuck about the stadium name? It's in Arizona. Okay. Gophers with basking in warm sun before Rate Bowl in Phoenix. So it's in Phoenix. New Mexico, very well coached. Played Michigan with the new coach the first week, pretty good, 34-17. Minnesota, not bad. New Mexico won their last 5, beat Utah State, who's good. Vegas 40-35. Colorado State 2017. My Air Force 20-3 in my low-scoring game. And San Diego State, who was their best team in the conference, 23-17. New Mexico is very live here. What's the spread? Oh, only 3. Minnesota lost to Iowa 41-3, beat Michigan State 23-20, got killed by Oregon 42-13, lost to Northwestern 38-5, and then beat Wisconsin 17-7. Sometimes they're good defensively, and sometimes they're not. Northwestern 38-35 is surprising. Iowa 43-3. They gave up 41 to Iowa. So we got boy, I'll tell you, I think New Mexico is a live dog here. They get 27 a game. They pass for 214, run for 155. Minnesota only runs for 103. They only get 300 yards a game. Yeah, this is a pretty live New Mexico game. Besides the Vegas game, they gave up 35. They gave up 17 to Colorado State, San Diego State, 14 to Utah State, who's good, and 3 to Air Force. So pretty good defense on New Mexico. And I don't know what to tell Minnesota. Take away the Oregon game, and Iowa put up 41. Northwestern, yeah, Minnesota defense. I think New Mexico's live here. And Florida International, UTSA. This is also on Friday. UTSA 6-59.5. That number hasn't changed. Both teams are over teams with 30 defenses. Should be a high scoring one. We know how explosive UTSA is. New Mexico, Minnesota. New Mexico's an E team with the 22 defense. Minnesota an under team with the 23. Central and Northwestern are both under teams with 22 defenses. Cal and Hawaii, both E teams with 25 defenses. And the other 2 today, Western Kentucky, a B team, Southern Miss, an over team. 23 defense for Western Kentucky, 27 Southern Miss, and Vegas, an over team with a 30 defense that goes against Ohio, a B team with 22 defense. And that's it. And then we get to the 27th, which is Saturday. We'll talk about that later in the week. Hauser for East Carolina, their quarterback is in the transfer pool. Does that mean he's playing in the game, or does that mean he's not playing in the game? So all I know is he's in the transfer pool. All I know is Pitt went from 6 to 10, so I assume Hauser's not going on. Cincinnati, Sorsby's in the transfer pool. They play, where do they play? They play the Navy, and that game went from Cincinnati minus, I think it was 4, to Navy minus 7. So I would assume the guys in the transfer portal aren't playing. So since he doesn't have their quarterback going against the Navy, good luck there. I don't know why these quarterbacks don't play. It's stupid. So Pitt went up to 10 and went from 59 to 56. So Hauser's not playing. I mean, it's tough because you got these guys, transfer. It's so stupid. What is the point of the bowl games then if these guys aren't even taking it seriously? Well, I'm going to get ready for the draft. I'm going to transfer before that. Why don't they have the transfer portal after the games? Well, they might get hurt. Well, too fucking bad. They might get hurt during the regular year, right? East Carolina plays, SMU. Well, nobody should play. They all might get hurt. They all want to transfer so bad. This is pathetic. All right, let's go to our playoff. North Texas, we got to be careful with their quarterback. I don't know if he's transferring or not. Missouri's quarterback is. So where's my playoff games? All right, I got to go to scores and odds. All right. Ohio State 9.5, 42.5. And there's only one way to bet this game. You got two A teams. You got Miami with the 12 defense, who just blew away Marcel Reed, who I have lost all respect for. The guy cannot throw the ball. Ohio State, an A team with an 8 defense. It's just power against power here. Rocco, or the Miami quarterback from Georgia, he looked okay. The kicker missed 4 kicks. We'll see. This game is in the is in the Cotton Bowl. We'll see what kind of win he has. Oregon 1.5, 52.5 to Texas Tech. Texas Tech's going to win it all. Both A teams. Oregon a 16 defense. Texas Tech a 10. I go back to the Oregon Iowa game. Oregon Indiana. They struggled in those. Texas Tech hadn't struggled in anything. Blowing out a BYU team who's better than Oregon, and Utah, who's much better than Oregon. I don't know why BYU and Oregon and Utah are not in this thing ahead of James Madison and Tulane. Are you fucking kidding me? What kind of playoff is this? Texas Tech, best team in the country. They got 5, 6 defensive players, should go in the first round. All that money can buy, but they are good. Good quarterback, good running back, very strong team. Fucking Bama, Indiana, 7 and 48.5. I think they're both A teams, but Alabama with the 21 defense and Indy with the 10. I just think Indy went to Ohio State. I don't see them losing to Alabama. They will lose to Texas Tech if that's the next round, or Miami, which is the next round, but they won't lose to Alabama. Alabama was getting killed by Oklahoma, 17-0, and then they get a pick 6. You're not getting a pick 6 from Mendoza. You're not getting gifts. So Indiana, I don't think it'll be pretty, but I'll take their 10 defense. And their last game is Georgia Ole Miss. Georgia's 6.5, 55.5. Ole Miss, an A team with the 25 defense, and Georgia, the B team with the 15. They're starting to play my Georgia defense again. They look great against Alabama. Where were they against Ole Miss and Tennessee? They gave up 40 points in those games. So against Alabama, does that really mean anything? I don't know. This is an interesting game. Georgia should beat them. Ole Miss's defense didn't show up against Georgia the first time. It's like 45-38. I don't think we'll get that kind of score this time. I don't know. This game's in the Sugar Bowl, so it'll be Georgia City. I don't know that Ole Miss can beat Georgia. At the end of the day, I think Georgia wins. They do have the defense. They can score when they want to. Ole Miss, I don't know. I'm not sold on the quarterback. He's fast, but now that Georgia saw him, I think they'll be able to handle him better. So those are your 4 playoff games. I went 2-1 in the others. I had Oregon. Which one? I had Miami as a live dog, and I lost with fucking Bama, Oklahoma under. How did that lose? So 2-1 in the bowl so far, and I will probably bet all 4 of those. Very strong. And that's it. So again, today, Toledo, Louisville. Toledo's quarterback's out. Western Kentucky, Southern Miss. Western Kentucky, a B team. Southern Miss, an over 27 defense. And Vegas, Ohio. Vegas, the over team with the 29. Ohio, a B with the 22. And tomorrow is just one game. Cal at Hawaii. Hawaii is a 1.5 and 50.5. Both are E teams with 26, which simply means they score probably about 25 points a game and give up about 25. So they're not an A or a B, but they're not a W or a Z. Z's are the worst. There is a Z team in here. Rice against Texas State. Texas State's 11.5, 59. They're an over team, and Rice is a Z team. So we will be investigating that, of course. The Navy, so you got Sorsby out. Arizona, SMU, I don't know what's going on here. Arizona was a 1, then SMU became a 3, and now I think Arizona's a 3. So what the hell is going on? They're both 8 teams with 20 defenses. The game's in San Diego. You won't have weather. So that'll be an interesting one. Again, Army, Navy, you cannot defend them. You can't practice against them. Army has Connecticut, and they're a 3.5 point favorite, I think. Or did they go 8.5 points? Connecticut's coach left. Is the quarterback playing? That's all I care about. Good game. Georgia Tech, BYU. BYU 4.5, 56 in Florida. Haynes King, the coach, I think, staying. Is the Haynes are staying? That's where the problem is. Haynes King. Well, Haynes King will probably play. He's more of a runner. He doesn't look to be drafted. The Connecticut quarterback was good, so I don't know. Maybe he's out. But it'll be tough for Connecticut to defend Army because you just can't practice it. Air Force isn't in here. Tennessee, Illinois should be a good game. USC, TCU. Do we get the starters? Iowa, Vandy. Is Daggio going to play? He'll be a first quarterback drafted, so probably not. But all you can do is you see it went from 4.5 to 5.5. If it goes down to even, he's not playing. That's all you can assume. Arizona State, Duke, Michigan, and Texas. Michigan coach going to jail for cheating on his spouse, threatening to kill the girl. So I don't think he's around. Texas, Arch Manning. Yeah, he ain't even getting drafted. He needs to play. Should be a good game. Nebraska, Utah. Utah's coach's last game. Great coach, Winningham. They got Dampier and another freshman who runs like the wind. It's a tough one because the spread's up to 15, and it is Nebraska. Now, the quarterback's transferred, Rayola, but they got a freshman who's pretty bad. Utah, the game's in Las Vegas. We'll see. So probably more plays as we get into the better games and teams. Like I say, I don't bet Conference USA too much. Like Missouri State, Kennesaw State, really not a lot. I did lose the over on NC State Memphis when it's 31-7 at half, and the game ends 31-7 in a fucking bowl game. What kind of crap is that? So I don't know. I didn't play. I liked Utah State. I didn't play it yesterday. And then we get into the 3 today, which I'll probably make a teaser. I'll probably post something today. If you buy from me, just know I'll add game. Like I was watching the Philadelphia game against Washington, as I said yesterday, and Philly won and eliminated Dallas. And right then, I took San Diego in a teaser with, I think, Tampa over or the Denver over or something. I was so hot on my over-unders. But I did take Denver. I did play that after the loss. So I'm always watching. So if I see something more in the pros when the team gets eliminated, so we're going to see Baltimore, Green Bay. Well, we got Detroit first. So Detroit's going to play first. And then we've got Baltimore, Green Bay, which will have an impact on Pittsburgh if Baltimore loses. Green Bay eliminates Detroit. While Detroit's already played, it won't really have an effect. So Baltimore loses, Pitt's in, and they're playing what? They're playing at Cleveland in a lot of wind. Now, not that they're going to sit Rodgers down, but they do have Metcalf out. So I'm always watching. I'll probably add the bowl game. But again, it's been it's, the Sunday games, and then we had the game last night. So it makes it difficult, uh, especially these. But they're starting to get better teams, so I'll start playing more. Just the guys who bought the bowls from me, again, I'm not playing Missouri State and Kennesaw State. Sorry, guys. All right, so we will see. And that be it. So again, we got to be careful the players sitting out all of a sudden, right? That could happen a half hour before kickoff. So we've got to be very careful. I think the bigger name, like if the USC quarterback doesn't play, I think we'll know that ahead of time, or some of these other ones. Toledo lost their head coach to Syracuse. They've Bowling Green went to Syracuse too. That guy who kept scoring. Thanks to the breakdown, the Ohio head coach was fired. Okay. And the Toledo lost their head coach. Yeah, but in those situations, the backup coach, the assistant coach is going to coach it. It probably isn't a big deal. The Ohio coach was fired. Probably not a big deal either. They probably sucked. So that's how I look at it. And again, it's Tuesday, so we're waiting to hear on what's going on. Like Minnesota, I think they're going to start the kid. Okay, great. And I know KC starting their third stringer. Washington, are they starting Johnson? We know Dak's going to go for Dallas. We see the line move from 5.5 to 7 or 6.5, probably out. Johnson's terrible. So anyway, we're kind of in a waiting pattern on some of these games. As we get going, like Pitt, do they need it? So as we'll let the hands play out. But a lot of the coaches, Ohio's coach, okay. I mean, so maybe you play Vegas, maybe you don't. Maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't. There's not enough data to know, like, how good's the assistant coach, probably the offensive or defensive coordinator. So he's pretty familiar with the team. He's not going to do any changes. Maybe they didn't like the head coach. He got fired, so we'll see. But the line jumped up to 65, the total. Okay, gold. Let's see what we're doing there. How's our gold and silver? Woo. Woof. Silver, 70.82. We just might hit 75 by Friday. And gold, 44.77. See, look at this drop. Does this make any sense? So it's at 44.90 something at 8 in the morning. And then they do the shorts down to 44.40 at 10 a.m. And then immediately it's now back to 44.77. So what the fuck is this whole 10 o'clock drop? This is why we hate COMEX and these stupid paper drops. Now they're buying the paper, so they're shorting it on purpose to lower the price so they can buy it cheaper. I get that. Why are we allowing this? 70.81 was silver. Beautiful. So that, my boys and girls, is your thing. Andrew, silver 71. Yep, 70.81. So that's what we're looking at. You're welcome, Alex. I mean, it's just a lot of these, the Max and the Sun Belts are very, they're very inconsistent. You don't know who's transferring. And really, in a regular game, they're trying to win the conference, right? The MAC championship, the Sun Belt, whatever. And we're okay in the playoffs. We know Ohio State and Miami, nobody's sitting out. You can walk. But when you get into the bowl games, some of them are fine. And you're looking for the Utah coach retiring. We're gonna bet my mother on Utah. bet my gold. But some of the games, Iowa Vandy, do they care? And is Daggio playing? And I don't know if he'll play. Iowa with the tough defense probably doesn't want to get hurt, but he's Daggio. He's played Alabama and Texas and those. So look for him to play. He killed Tennessee. You watched that Tennessee Florida game and you'd have thought, wow, Vanderbilt won't score on him. And then all of a sudden he puts up 50 on Tennessee. And this Langway's transferring. Who would want Langway? He sucks. I don't get these coaches. The guy's terrible. I guess there's just not enough players. They're willing to take Buglia and Langway and some of these guys that suck. They're willing to take. It's hard to understand. Anyway, any other questions, comments? Yes, gold. Gold going to be 4,500, going to 5,000. I don't give dates. I mean, it's impossible. Silver 70, 76. I will give you by Friday 75. How's that? It'll go up $2 a day. And on Christmas, there won't be any 10 o'clock shorts, I don't think. Maybe. But it seems to jump right back. So keeping an eye on that. We just know what's going to happen. We have huge demand, limited supply. The price goes up. That's the basic formula. You hit the iceberg. Guess what? The water's coming in your boat. You're going to sink. It's not maybe it won't sink. Maybe they'll bail the water out. No, you're going to sink. Get on the lifeboat. And that's the same thought here. You're printing the money to death. $38 trillion debt. The dollar ain't coming back. This means gold and silver is going to the moon. There's nothing that's going to stop it. The demand is huge thanks to BRICS, and the supply is limited, and you can't print or inflate the gold and silver, so it can only go up. The key is the demand, not the dollar going down. The key is the demand for the gold, pushing the price up. Alligator McLeod, and that's the key to it. So as long as you have demand, the price is going to keep going as you see it. It's not going to pull back. It is not overvalued. It is greatly undervalued because it's been suppressed. I mean, look at this 10 o'clock thing. I mean, this is what suppression is, right? Look at it. It was 44.90, and then it went down to 44, let's say 40. Well, that's not the dollar going down, making the gold go up. What is that? That's suppression. That's not a real value. That's bullshit. So the real value, that's why I say 10 times higher, because we're dealing in the physical world. A lot of these YouTube shows, especially that AI idiot, is telling you about paper. I saw one of these idiots did, and he talked about, JP Morgan and BlackRock will control who gets the silver. He's talking about ETFs and he's talking about the options. He's talking about paper silver. Who gives a fuck? We are caring about physical. We are living in the physical world. That's what we live in. That's what I talk about. That's everything I'm saying is what's physical in a market. Very limited, high demand, price goes up is physical gold and silver, not this option bullshit. And yes, it's still going on, but you can see they can't suppress it. Silver 70, 85, and gold's up to 44, 77. They can't suppress it. They're trying, but there's too much buying from COMEX or from BRICS, Russia, China, Putin. There's too much buying going on. This war should have ended a long time ago. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. Again, you go to war to steal. Hitler goes to war to steal the gold and silver and oil from Russia and Czechoslovakia, Poland, Brussels, France. That's why he went. He didn't go to war. He wasn't fighting for anything. He was going to steal their gold and silver. That's why he did it. What's the U.S. doing? We're going to the Ukraine to steal their minerals and oil, but Russia won't let us have it. We go to Venezuela to steal their gold and oil. That's why we're going. We went to Gaddafi in Libya to steal his gold. We stole his gold. That's what the war was about. It was stealing their gold and nothing else. Saddam Hussein, they stole his gold. I mean, that's all this is. It's a bunch of bullshit. These wars are just cover-ups. It's like magic. It's like The Magician. There's this show like magic revealed. And the masked magician's on, and he shows the trick, and then you go behind the scenes, and he shows you what he's doing. And half the time, they're going to saw him in half. He goes out and he goes away, and he's sitting over there. He's not even in the trick anymore. And that's what I feel this whole wars are about. It's a bunch of bullshit, and that's really the problem. So anyway, it's all bullshit. The wars are very expensive. They cost you a lot of money. And let's see what happens with the Tomahawk missiles and these other missiles that need silver. $70 and $80. It doesn't matter. They'll pay whatever. If you need silver, it can be $1,000 an ounce. You have to pay for it. You've got to pay for it. But because it's not free market, who's buying military weapons? Well, the government. So they'll pay whatever. So they can afford a higher silver price. Solar panels, probably the same thing. However, for us, we want money. It's we want physical, so we don't, we bought it all. But if you got more dollars, you got to get out of them. The dollar's worthless. So just understand that if I'm holding 100,000 of these, I'm fucked. They're not worth anything. You might as well be holding monopoly money. So therefore, you get out and you get into something that has a value that can't be inflated. The key is the inflation. You can't print this. There can't be more of this than there is. And same thing with silver. You can't print it. You got to dig it out of the ground, and there's no silver mines because it wasn't worth it. You might start opening a few, but that's 10 years away. You can't just open a silver mine and start digging silver tomorrow. It takes you years to get the permits, the mafia payoffs, and all that. So understand, when we talk gold and silver, we're talking physical, not paper. And most of these clowns on YouTube are talking paper. And Mark McGuire, an alligator with his bullshit, it's not gold going up, it's the dollar going down. It needs his head examined. That is bullshit. That is wrong. He does not know what he's talking about. It is gold going up by demand because everybody wants it and it's limited is why gold's going up. It's got nothing to do. Why is gold up $43 today? Did the dollar go down $43 today? It can. It's already worthless. It's at zero. It can't go down $43. So just incredibly stupid, some of these guys who think they're right. And that's the problem. You listen to them because you think that they know what they're talking about, and they don't. That's why I shoot them down, because I'm trying to be honest with you so you know what to do. I'm trying to teach you so you can go, that guy's full of shit. This guy's full of shit. That girl's full of shit. That's where I'm trying to get you to, where you know it's full of shit. But you can still come to ask questions, of course. 70.92. Oh, we're so close to 71. We're up $2.38 like every day this week. The last week and a half, it's up $2, $3. We're at 63. We're at 66. We broke 70. We got into 69. Now we're 70, going to 71. And when China gets it tonight, it'll be over 71 for sure. So I think Christmas will be 75, and very soon we'll be at 100, because there's nothing to stop it. Nobody's stupid enough to short the paper. And gold 44.77. So I look for gold probably 47 by the end of the year, 5,000 in January, and headed towards 10,000. And again, it's just how much. I don't know why they're even trying to manipulate it. 70.92. What a happy day. All right, there you go. I did give you a free play. Take the Rams -8, cut them to 2 against Atlanta with the weak defense. No matter what happens, the Rams are going to have to play, and they're playing a weak defense in Atlanta. Yes, they got to travel, but there's a lot on the line for them, and it's Monday night, so they can get there Saturday and relax. But the way Stafford and Pukanuka, I don't know if Devontae Adams is playing. I don't care. They got Tutu Atwell, so that's your free play for now. I'll probably give you a free I don't know if I'll give you a free regular bowl game or a free playoff game, but I see at least 2 locks, if not 3, in the playoffs. See, because I know who's playing and I know how they play, and it's going to be a regular. Like Indiana, you're going to get the regular Indiana game. It's not, well, Mendoza won't play, and 5 guys are sitting out, and the coach left to go coach some other team. No, you know what you're getting. It's like the pros. I know what I'm going to get. Baltimore, Green Bay, and the Detroit game, Houston, San Diego. I mean, I know analyzing is the other part, but I know what I got. So I did update my teaser lines or my teaser trends. So I'm going to post them up there with the new grades, and that's it. All right, I'm going to add. 7104. What a happy time. 7104. 4480. Here goes gold. Gold's jealous. Like, fuck, silver's up to 71. I got to go. All right, I'm going to add for Teaser King for today. And let's add, who do I want to add? Well, I'm going to with this team here. So this game's tonight. All right, let's play a small one. All right. So I played a ball game. For $100, you get all the bowls and all the playoffs. $200, you get everything. You get all the playoffs, bowls, college playoffs through the Super Bowl for only $200. That's a bargain. Being the professor, you're getting good quality picks. Well, a very good value for you. And that's it. So have a good day. www.teaserking.com. And off we go. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy. Be careful eating, but enjoy the food. And then maybe you do a small fast like on Monday or something. I know most of you are probably off Christmas through New Year's. I'm off every day as I am kind of, well, I don't know. I can't get a job, so I'm retired. And I'll just watch gold and silver go to the moon and I'll make money that way. It's even better. I don't have any income tax to pay. I did get my Social Security in the mail today, and I get a raise of like $70 a month on Social Security. I love the 2% inflation. Yeah, we all believe that. What a bunch of crooks, the government. All right. Have a great day then. And I will talk to you tomorrow for sure. Tomorrow the pool closes at 1:30, so I got to be there by 12. So I'm either going to do this class early or in the afternoon. I haven't decided. It depends on my mood when I wake up. All right. Have a good day. Alex, you're welcome. Prophet, enjoy your gold. And Andrew, hope you're well. And everybody else, Billy, Bobby, Luke, feel good, everybody. All right. Take care. Have a happy Christmas.